For this project, I chose to analyze a few of the tools we practiced in class. These resources provide great ways to assess students, and they're super convenient to use. So I think we've probably all played a Kahoot game before, but basically it allows you to create an interactive quiz that can be completed by students. It's especially nice because it allows them to complete the quiz on their own device. From my experience, it's a super fun way to assess students' learning. I think it has a multitude of purposes too. If you allow them to create their own nicknames, it is a casual and fun way to reiterate the material you've taught without really analyzing which students understand the information. But if you make them enter their real names, it can allow you to see who has the information down and who still needs some guidance. I also think it's a good tool because it provides a breakdown of results for each question. This allows educators to see which concepts they still need to cover and which ones they can move on from. Overall, I think Kahoot is a really good tool for educators if it's used correctly. I originally thought it was probably better for younger students, but I think pretty much every age level of students really enjoyed this concept of assessment. Even in my high school classes, I remember students having so much fun with this, so I think it can really be used for any age group. Edulastic is another great tool for teachers. It's also super user friendly and it syncs with Google Classroom, which is super nice. It's also unique because of the resources it offers to teachers. When you go into create an assessment, it allows you to select from three different options. The first one allows you to create an assessment from scratch, which is similar to the other resources. However, one of the unique features to Edulastic is that it allows you to select from already existing assessments. So you can go on there and you can browse various assessments in a wide variety of subjects, and this definitely saves time to find an assessment that lines up to the material you're already teaching. It provides a great way for teachers to help teachers. Also on this resource, it has a huge library of questions that you can combine into your own personalized assessment. So as you can see, it has questions from a multitude of subjects, including science, math, and social studies. I think this is a great tool for teachers, and it can be used in a ton of different subjects. It allows us to pick and choose which questions we want our students to answer without having to actually go create the quiz from scratch. So, again, it saves time and it allows us to have access to things that teachers have already used and tried. Lastly, this resource provides an excellent way for teachers and students to get immediate feedback from assessment. It allows students to see their scores and any other results immediately after they submit it, which I think can highly benefit their learning. It also has the option to turn that off if you don't want students to see any feedback. If you want to wait and talk about it in class, you can definitely turn that off. This allows teachers to see breakdowns of the results, which gives you the option to look at breakdowns by student or by question. And it provides quick data for both the teachers and students, which isn't something that happens with other methods of assessment like paper and pencil, for example. Google Forms is another great assessment tool. Like Edulastic, it provides quick results for both teachers and students. It is also super user friendly, maybe even more so than Edulastic, and it is easy to create assignments. It allows you to pick the structure of each question, whether it be true, false, or multiple choice, like you can see. But there's also other options like short answer and paragraph forms, and it allows you to insert graphs if you need to and photos and stuff like that. In my experience, this resource provides a simple way to get super fast results from people. I do think Edulastic offers more convenient options like the browsing for already created quizzes, but I do think this is another great resource. One of the nice things about Google Forms is how it breaks down the results of the assessment. There are multiple ways that you can look at the results, which is nice for teachers. It first shows you a summary of the results in which you can see the average and the median and the range of scores, which can be nice when you're looking at the whole classroom's data. But it also offers a question by question breakdown in which you can see which material students struggled with, I think this allows you to really see what content you need to revisit and what material the students are proficient in. And lastly, the application of these resources. I think all of them can be really beneficial in a classroom depending on the age level and what you want to use them for. They all provide a non traditional way to assess students, which is refreshing for both the teachers and the students. I think more so now we're getting away from the paper and pencil stuff, but I remember when I was in school, I used to get very bored with that. So having these resources is a huge positive for teachers now. I could see myself using any of these three for assignments, both those inside and outside of class. I really think Edulastic will be used in my future classroom, but they're all super easy to use and super convenient for both teachers and students, so I think they're great resources to incorporate whenever you can.